This is my friend Linda Walker-Muschelknautz, spiritual daughter of Howard and Iris Murphet. I guess in order to start this, I simply want to say this has been the wonderful person who's really been the vehicle for me being allowed such amazing experiences here in Australia. She's a beautiful human being, and her name is Linda Walker-Muschelknautz. Is that right?
Wow, that's very good.
A wonderful photograph of you and your dad, Howard Murphet. And so he is known, mainly I know of him as the author of Man of Miracles, and that was one of the first books
that brought the West to Sai Baba, from what I understand.
Yes.
And my birthday's on November the 2nd, and Father's is on November the 4th. And so every year Mother celebrated both our birthdays on November the 3rd. And I think that's November the 3rd, 1991.
Wow.
And here it is, Swami's looking over us. I love this photo. I call them my spiritual parents.
Yes.
Yes, that's Mother and Father with Baba. It's also a beautiful photograph, and it's really how I remember Mother. Look at that.
She's radiant.
Smile, look at the joy, look at the love. And that's what she gave me, and that's what I received, of course, from my Divine Father. I didn't know who he was or who they were when I first went to India. A friend of mine was dying of cancer and asked me to accompany her to India. And she said, I really don't know, because of your cultural background, I'm a quarter Fijian and a quarter Samoan and half white of English. And my friend said, of all the people I know, you're about the only person I can ask, so would you come with me? She'd just been given months to live, and she said, I heard this man in India cures people. And so I got her to explain a little bit about it to me, and she said he was a Maha Avatar. I don't know what a Maha Avatar is, but then I made it very clear, because I love to be of service to people. I mean, it's part of my culture. So I said, look, I'm very happy to take you, but I'm not into India, I'm not into gurus, I'm not into ashrams. I will take you and I will go shopping and come and collect you. So she said, you must go up into the mountains, into Hazelbrook, and meet this elderly couple. They've spent a lot of time in India. They will explain what you need to take. So I went up about 3 or 4 days before I left to meet the elderly couple. And they were very welcoming to me, and they talked about, I don't know if this was the entirety of the talk, but it's what I heard. They talked about being in the Theosophical Society in Madras, travelling around India, the south of India, the weather, and what I should take. And so I did all of that, and I thanked them very much. Then, as I was leaving, they said, oh, before I left, I looked on the wall and I saw a photograph of this person. And I thought to myself, wow, that person's the spitting image of my grandmother, because my grandmother is full Fijian. So the only question I asked is, do you have any connections in Fiji? And they said, oh, yes, we've got many, many friends in Fiji. And that was where the conversation, stopped. And I thanked them for all their information. And as I was leaving, they said, oh, we'd love to hear about from you when you come back. And, please give us a call. Please come and have a meal with us. And they were a sweet elderly couple. So I went to India, and I had quite a few experiences, a lot very personal. And my friend went into remission with her cancer, so that was an eye-opener for me. And when I came back, my family had great difficulty with me going to an ashram, going to a guru, and amidst that unhappiness, there was the threat of, like being disowned. So this elderly lady was ringing me at work, when are you coming, when are you coming? And I didn't make a date, and quite frankly, I didn't want to talk to her because when I came back, my life became pretty traumatic. And so she was persistent. About once a week for quite a few months, she would ring. And finally, I thought, wow, poor thing, you know, she really wants me to go there, so I'll go. So I went up on a Friday, and I had lunch with them, and I guess we just talked about superficial things, and then the gentleman left to go into his cabin, and then I sat down with this beautiful lady, and she said, now darling, tell me about your experiences in India. There was so much love in her voice that I just dissolved, and I cried and cried and cried. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's beautiful.
And I said, well, everyone I spoke to in India seems to have had a beautiful experience and found something. Whereas I seem to have come back to, you know, maybe like losing everything around me because of this cult. So that was pretty frightening. And so she said, oh, well, you know, is that your father? And I said, no, my father passed away in 1988, and this was 1990. And I said, well, you know, my mother is still here, but of course there are issues. And then I just kept crying. She was a small-framed woman, and we were both sitting in chairs, and suddenly she rose, and with the energy of 1,000 wild horses, I don't know where she got it from, she picked me up, and she held my shoulders, and she looked deep into my eyes, and then she cupped my face like that, and she said, I knew the first time I saw you at the door that Swami had sent you. I have always wanted a daughter from this moment to call us mother and father.
Oh, wow.
So
Beautiful. Yeah.
That was a total gift of grace from Swami, and I was just like instantly close to them, and I had 4 years of a divine physical mother who cared, who rang every day to see how I was going. And she got sick and she went into hospital and died. And she died in my arms.
Did she speak of Baba a lot, or do you remember?
I know she was thinking of him, and she just asked me to sing to her continuously. So I spent probably pretty much the last 24 hours with her head cradled in my arm, and she wanted me to sing "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," and I just sang that over and over. And really, even like before, about 5 hours before she died, I think I just dropped my head a little and I went quiet. And she said, "Darling, don't stop singing." So she really wanted the Lord's name on her lips.
Wow, and such grace to have you doing that.
And when she did transition, we had a very, very divine experience. She was in a nursing home, and there was a photograph of Baba above the bed, and she was cradled in my arm, and Father was beside the bed on a chair that would collapse into bed so that he could rest. And I turned the light off in the bedroom, and because I thought the time was very, very near, and I just wanted it to be very peaceful for her. And I had my eyes closed, and I was humming. And then I thought, suddenly there was such bright light, I had my eyes closed, and I thought, did I turn the light off or not? So I opened my eyes, and it was very bright. It was bright over Mother, it was bright over me, and for a moment I wondered, maybe I forgot to turn the light off. Anyway, I looked up to the ceiling, and I had to move my head that way to look at the light fitting, but instead I looked at Mother, and I looked above her bed where there was a photo of Swami, and his hand was like that. And in actual fact, the light was coming out of his hand over us, down on us. And I realized that he was there waiting for her. So that was a beautiful experience.
It was absolutely gorgeous. Wow.
She was a good woman. She did everything she could for Father. She did his research. She helped him with the editing. They read spiritual books every night. And she was just very gracious. And of course, I'm eternally grateful to Swami for giving me that experience of parents that cared so much. And to me, that was a gift of grace. And just to experience such deep love as someone is making a transition, you cannot really explain the experience that
wow.
you go through.
Wow, beautiful.
Just divine.
Just divine.
In that experience, I just knew, every cell in my body knew that whatever you ask God for, He will give it. And He will give it in His time. So she always wanted a daughter. She got a daughter. She got a daughter when she was transiting, the last 4 years of her life. But it was truly a divine relationship that we had. And that's really given me confidence in my own life with things that happen, because I just know that God is taking care, holding your hand through the fire of initiation, although whilst you're walking through it, you feel very alone.
Yes, yes, beautiful.